What up, and welcome back to Heartwork Creations. In this video I will be creating this creepy ass look inspired by one of the only movies that really scared me, The Exorcist. I'm starting with my face nice and clean, and here is the inspo photo. I'll be covering my brows, so I'm going to start with some Vaseline, a light little coat so that my brows don't fall out. And then I'm going to use this Elmers glue stick to flatten them out, so I just rub right on them with the glue stick. So I'm not gonna lie, I did not try to block them out too much because last time I did this I lost a lot of eyebrow hairs. So yeah, I just went over with a light coat of that glue, and then I stippled on some translucent powder. This is the Airspun translucent powder, and I'm just using a sponge to really map them out. And then I'm going to take some red and yellow cream color and mix them together to create a orange color correction cream. And this is from the Makeup Forever Flash palette, and I'm just using that right on top of my brows to try to cancel out the darkness of my brows. Once I'm done with that layer, I'll apply some cream concealer right on top of that. This is the MAC Studio Fix concealer. And I'm just dabbing it right onto my brow. It's important to not rub around too much or you'll mess with the glue and all the layers underneath. So you just want to pat on your layers. Next, for the slashes all over the face, I'm going to lay down some ProsAide Adhesive right where I'm going to put my moldings. So I'm just going to lightly stipple it out so that it dries and is nice and even. While my adhesive dries, I'll start to mix together my molds. Here I'm using 3rd degree, so it's a 2-part silicone mold. So you take an equal amount of each mold and then mix them together really well. But it's important to clean your spatula before mixing into each mold so that you don't ruin your product. I like to place my molding where I want it and let it dry for a little bit, and then start to blend it into my skin using my spatula. This product dries pretty quickly, so you want to move fast. You want to have an idea of where you want to place your molding beforehand so that once you apply it on your skin, you already know what you want to do with it and what you want to create with it. Once the mold is almost completely dry is when you want to create your slashes through it, not when it's still sticky. So once it's been sitting for a couple seconds, you can go ahead and take your spatula and create the slices. mold feels pretty dry, I take some translucent powder with a fluffy blending brush and just dust it all over the slashes to take away any shine and make them look more realistic. Next, I'll begin to paint my base color on, and for that I'll be mixing MAC Studio Fix Fluid with some shades from the Ben Nye color wheels. I'm using a green and a blue shade to add a little bit of a like decaying, I don't know, rotting kind of tone to my skin. And I'll just brush that on all over. I'm using a small little microfiber brush, and I'm applying it right onto the slashes and onto my skin as well. Then I'll bring that color down to my neck and over my brows as well. But remember to just stipple on over the brows. Don't rub or mess with that layer too much. To add the detailing to the face, I'm going to use the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit, and I'm using these two darker shades. And I'm just going to start adding in like the creases and those lines that are going to make me look angry and scary. And I'm just kind of following like where a natural crease would be, and I'm also going to darken up around my nose, my mouth, and then also on my eyes. And to add even more depth, I mixed in a little bit of black cream paint to those mixtures and then just layered on the color. As you can see, I rotate from different brushes. I use a small detailing brush, and then I also use a shading brush as well. And here I'm really emphasizing the bags under the eyes to make them look more protruding and just more evil, I guess, just really like dark and tired. And then I'll give my nose some more definition and depth too. To shade my face a little more and give it more detail, I'm going to use my Ben Nye Essentials color palette and my shading brush, and I'm just going to use that right underneath the eyes and then just anywhere that I've already added some shading, just to set the cream powder also so it doesn't move around. So here I'm using black shadow mixed with a little bit of dark brown shadow too. Once I'm done with the face shading, I will start detailing my slashes, and I'm using a red and dark red cream color from the Ben Nye wheel, and I mix those two together to really give the slashes depth. So I'm starting with a dark shade, and then I will go in with a lighter red shade over that and just layer the colors again. And I'm using a thin detailing paintbrush. So this is where I'll be adding the brighter red shade over the darker red shade to give it more of that definition. And I'm still using the small detailing paintbrush. And for the final touch to bring these slashes to life, I will go in with my MouldLife Blood and apply that right over the red paint, and then take a stippling paintbrush and just kind of stipple it around the slashes. And for this part, you can just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be super clean. You can make it messy, make it even more gory and bloody and all that good stuff. I also went ahead and put some blood on my teeth and then painted my hands a little bit too. For the hair, I sprayed on some Beach Babe Texturizing Sea Salt spray to give my hair a real matted up, messy look. And then I took some hair from the bottom of my head and pulled it over and bobby pinned it to the top of my head to give myself some faux bangs. And yeah, that's the look. I hope you loved this video as much as I loved creating this look. I think it's the creepiest look I've ever made on myself before. So yeah, please give me some feedback and show me love, like this video and subscribe to my channel, please. And see you in the next video.